What we're going to be working through now is a few more movements that you might expect to see in an intermediate class. Now, the main difference you'll notice between the beginner and the intermediate is how movements flow together. So rather than being distinct movements, you'll see me transition Alice from one movement a bit more flawlessly into the next, and that's the dynamic element of our intermediate classes. So Alice, if you'd like to grab a pair of weights that you're happy pressing overhead. Amazing. What we're going to do now is we're going to stay on the yellow spring that we're on. What I'd like you to do is step up onto the platform because that carriage is unstable, okay? So we're going to step up onto the platform. What we're going to do now is you're going to have your left foot forward and you're going to step your right foot back onto the carriage. Amazing. So we're going to go for a left foot reverse carriage lunge. So same as that lunge position, we're going to sink the sit bones towards the back of the room. We're going to bend through our left leg. We're just going to work into that lunge position, making sure we're keeping that knee nice and outwards. You're going to drive up through your left leg. Amazing. You're going to continue working through that. Now we're going to progress this movement by adding in some arm weights. So as you go down, you're going to go into a tricep kickback. You're going to work up through a bicep curl, and then you're going to transition to overhead. And you're going to keep on working through that movement. So what we're looking for Alice from here is as we're dropping down into the lunge sequence, is we're making sure that we're keeping our left knee externally rotated towards that side of the room. So we're making sure we're not allowing our knee to fall in. We're also gripping through the toes, and that's going to give us a really solid base of support. And as we're tricep kicking back, we're following that natural line and depth. We're standing up through our left leg. We're strengthening through our core, and then we're having a nice smooth press overhead. And what's really important is finding the stability through our left leg. And as we drop down, we're still engaging through our core. We're breathing out as we're standing up on that left leg. Amazing. So keep going through for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Draw that carriage home. You're going to step both feet onto the platform. Then what you're going to do is you're going to turn to face me. So your right foot onto the carriage. And we're going to slide out into a standing inner thigh, so we're transitioning straight through. So you're going to slide your right foot out, and you're going to keep going until you feel the work in your inner thigh muscles, so keep sliding that out. And then you're going to slide the carriage back in. What's really important as we go through this is we go through a little bit of a checklist as we're going through the movement. So as Alice slides out into this outward position, we're having a feeling like someone's got something on the top of our head and they're pulling us up, and we create lift with our head, our chest, and our hips. What's really important with this movement is that lift of the hips is going to keep the leg movement coming in evenly. So we're not feeling like we're dragging that right foot in and we're overloading the right adductor. We're lifting through the hips, and that's going to keep the strain even through both of our adductors, so that inner thigh muscle. And you'll really feel that that pulls into the inner thigh when we grip with the outside of our right foot. So we're always trying to create that arch. Amazing. What we can do now is we can add in them weighted arm movements, so we can increase the difficulty even further. So you're going to slide that foot out with your hands by your sides. And then with the natural lift of your hips and your chest, you're going to go into a lateral raise. So as your leg slides in, the weights are going to go up. And then they're going to return to your sides as you slide out. That's it. So this is a really nice movement where we're still working through our inner thighs, but we're bringing in that quite intuitive lift of the chest, but also going through lateral raise with the weights. So that's that real whole body movement of not just working our legs in isolation, we're also getting in them weighted arm movements that really increase the difficulty. And what's really important is we're using the outside of our glutes, outside of our bum muscles, to really externally rotate them knees. So externally rotate them knees out and see if you can drop in and then rise up. Amazing. So not only do we have the weighted arm movements, we're also working into an isometric hold of the glutes now. So we're going through the concentric and eccentric phases of our glutes, but we're also adding an isometric hold in. Now that's a really, really difficult movement, And no doubt Alice can feel it burning really heavily in her glutes right now. So we're just gonna work that through for another 10 seconds. Really great last bit of work for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing stuff. Slide that carriage foot in, step onto the platform, and then if you step off the reformer, pop them weights back underneath the carriage. Amazing stuff. Good work. How was that?
That was good.
It's tough, isn't it?
The sumo ones were tough.
Yeah, the sumos are tough, really tough. What did you tell me?
No, not super recently. No, like I'm recovering.
Yes, yeah.